Hey, welcome back to another episode of Couch Confessionals. Couch Confessionals is basically where we go behind the blog to get to know our bloggers a little bit better. So today on the couch is the overthinking activist, JB McCann. JB's in LA, I'm in New York, so we're doing this Couch Confessionals remotely. But JB, thanks so much for joining us and enlightening us on who exactly you are.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. I'm also very nervous. I'm not used to answering questions so personal, but I am excited to hear what you have to ask me about.
Okay, so let's get to these questions. So you overthink, obviously. So what do you overthink about most?
What do I overthink about most? I truly overthink everything. Like, I heard somebody say one time that they don't think before they speak. They trust themselves so much that what comes out must naturally be how they feel. And my anxiety kicked up immediately when they said this, and I was just like, you must have the fastest subconscious in the whole world, because I realized really early in life that my impulsive reactions to things are a lot different than my actually well thought out thoughts on a situation. And then I realized because the conscious mind thinks one thing and the subconscious mind sort of fact checks you, because your subconscious has known you for the history of your soul, and the conscious mind is just present with what's going on right now. So for me, overthinking is more about fact checking with my subconscious and just making sure that I really am making the best decision, the best goal. Am I thinking about everybody involved, and how is this going to affect everyone? And that seems like it's a good thing, but it's not always. Sometimes we sort of, being an overthinker, we've thought it through our subconscious, but then we think it again and again and again and again, and before we know it, it's morphed into something that's not even it's so bigger than it really was. So the problem with being an overthinker is that you tend to take a situation that originally started as a 3, and by the time you make your decision on it, it's now a 6, and that sucks.
Okay, so next question. What is a lesson that you took the longest to learn?
What is a lesson that took the longest to learn? I just sort of learned it yesterday, and it's taken my whole life to get here, so 34 years. My son came home from school and he had kicked someone in the stomach, and I said, yeah, okay, why? And he says, because this person came over and wanted told this person not to play with me anymore, and they wanted to go off and play over there without me. And I said, so you kicked them? And he goes, yeah, because if I kicked kid number 1, then he would leave me and kid number 2 alone. And how did that all work out for you, son? He goes, well, it didn't work out good at all. I ended up in the principal's office, and now I don't have any friends. And I go, ah. And it was in this moment that I realized, as we came up with this chant about I will respect the free will of others. I will respect the free will of others. If someone doesn't want to play with me, I can't get mad. I have to find another way to make myself happy. And then doing this whole thing last night, and I started laughing, and I'm like, oh, this is a lesson that I need to learn the most in my life that's taken me forever, is that you can't make people do stuff, you can't make someone, you can love someone to death, you can love your family, you can love your friends, you can love your coworkers, you can love anybody, but you can't make anybody do what you want them to do, and you definitely can't kick them in the stomach and get them to hang around. So here I am, this lesson that, you think you learn a lesson, and then life pops up, and you're like, oh God, I still don't know that lesson. Look how I'm reacting, and you have to always go back to it. So I guess that would be the lesson that's taken me the longest to learn, is that their choice is their own, and you have to respect it. You have to respect their free will.
Cool. So I ask every blogger this. If you knew me, you would know.
If you knew me, you would know. I don't like white lies. I don't like white lies. I can handle full truth. I can rip the Band-Aid off, tell me how it is, cool. White lies don't make sense to me, because then you have to remember that white lie, and then you have to later tell the other white lie to cover that one. And you know that thing where they taught you in school where you like whisper in somebody's ear, and then by the time it gets to the end, it's totally different than when it started?
Yep. Okay. I'm most happy when?
I'm an outdoorsy girl. I love being in the woods. I love going hiking. I love going camping. I absolutely love building bonfires and hanging out by them, and preferably drinking beer out of cans. But, you know, I mean, I'm a classy broad. What can I say? No, seriously, I absolutely love being in nature. It is my happy place. And if I can get a hike in for the day, I am a lot nicer.
Who or what has had the most influence in your life?
My godfather has had the biggest influence on me, on my life. He has literally been there for me since I was born. And with him, it's never been about, it's like he really taught me camaraderie. You know, my godfather is not this person who has to be your dad. You know, like they don't have to. They're just supposed to be somebody who cares about you and cares about your family and encourages you through life, right? Well, my godfather, fortunately, took that job very seriously, and not a minute has gone by in my entire life where he has not checked in. And it's never been like I'm here to save you. Do you need money? Do you need this? Do you need... It's never been about that. It's always been this like, you doing good? All right, cool. What's going on in your life? No, be real with me. What's up? You know, and like, cool. Oh, you don't know how to do that. Well, have you ever thought about this? And like, it's one thing to have sort of a father figure, guidance, parents, all that good stuff, but it's another to have a colleague and somebody who literally just knows you so well and believes in you so much that they won't let you make stupid decisions that you haven't truly earned. You know, so it's nice. I really appreciate having him around.
So, do you feel like you've changed since becoming a mom?
I have so changed. I have and I haven't. I take that back. Before I had kids, I was wild. And not, people think wild, they don't, I don't mean like wearing short hoochie skirts and like hanging out with a bunch of boys. I mean wild in the sense of like, I love adventure. And you want to go scuba diving. You want to go camping in the mountains. You want to go like wherever it is that you want to go. Whatever it is you want to do, I'm always game. You know, that was like kind of my thing when I first came to LA. Everybody wanted to try different stuff, and I was always like, I'm in. Where are we going? What do we want to do? But then I would get there, and I just had this like attitude of like, only live once. I don't know if I'll ever get to do this again, so I'm gonna do it now. You know, and then I became a mom, and I still do those things. But like with a little bit more of like, I don't know, if I break my leg, then I can't take care of my kids for the next 3 weeks. And like, you know, so there's like a little more of a buffer between my spontaneous nature and my current personality.
And did you change for better or did you change for worse? Explain.
For the better in the sense that I'm still spontaneous. I just, I have this really bad habit. If I catch a wild hair, I go. I gotta do it. I gotta try it. It's the intensity of something new and adventurous. I love it. And I also like seeing how far I can push myself. So for me as a mom, it's trying to give that same resilience and livelihood to my children, but like also not make them so bold and ambitious that they, don't know how to like go with the flow and chill and, maybe you don't have to be the biggest, baddest always, so that kind of thing.
What is the one thing that you plan on changing about yourself in 2018?
In 2018, I really want to get back to being a chill person.
Cool.
I really don't want to overthink quite so much. I really don't want to try and solve all the universe's problems. I just want to solve a couple in my community and a couple in my neighborhood and really look at the people within my reach who I can actually touch and help and try to give back to my community. I mean, and that's really where my focus is. I'm starting a market this year called the Better Way Market, and it's a zero waste market and juice bar in Burbank, and I'm super excited about it. But the goal is to make cost-effective, healthy choices in your everyday life that can be used in your home and are super beneficial to your health and non-toxic and all that good stuff. And so for me, I just want to keep it simple this year. I want to like pare it down and help with whoever's closest nearby that I can actually physically help. And then once I've mastered that, then I can figure out if there's a more global vibe that I can do. And so this year is really about staying as local as possible and trying to help those that are really close to me.
What is your self-work this year?
Taking time to do nothing. Like, I know that sounds crazy, but when you're a super, super, super overachiever and you know that you never, ever, ever sit down and do nothing, you would realize how insanely important it is to learn how to do that. And, you know, I think because I grew up sort of in a broken home, and I wanted so hard to be better than where I came from and, like, you know, show everybody that I was this, like, qualified human. I kind of sort of never gave myself a break. I never gave myself a Saturday. I never gave myself time to actually look in the mirror and be like, you're good. Yeah, you could take Saturday off. You know, I've just never done that. So for me, this year is really about that. Is like, how do you give yourself time off to just reflect on what you have done and give yourself a little of a high five and a kudos and pat on the back so that you're ready for like more stuff to do, you know?
Last question, again, ask this to all the bloggers. What sets your soul on fire?
This one's easy. Volunteering sets my soul on fire. I mean, look at my tattoos. Human rights, recycle. I'm not kidding. I love to volunteer. I said it earlier, I have a hard time saying no. If you guys are like raising money for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society and having a wine and cheese party and you need me to get you volunteers, whatever it is, I can't say no. I love it. It sets my soul on fire. It reminds me how capable I really am and like how loving I truly am, and it gives me an opportunity to be a part of the people around me, and that's really fulfilling to me. It makes me a little emotional, apparently. But I love it. I love giving back. And I absolutely don't know why I'm crying 15 minutes into this, but it means everything to me to see the people in my life happy and thriving and have everything that they need. It is my greatest joy in life. So just whenever I see someone who wants that same sort of happiness in their life, I just don't know how to say no. I have to try everything I can to give them that same feeling, and it's pretty awesome, and it's totally attainable, and it's all about giving more of yourself than what you take back, and I've been so blessed in my life to have a lot of people help me and open doors. And this isn't family. I'm not talking about, you know, my family's been there, but I've had strangers, more strangers than I can count, who have paved ways for me and opened doors for me and helped me and been nice to me, and who had literally, I had no way of paying them back, like none. And I feel like it's paid off, you know, and the only thing I have left that I can give back to all of those people who've done right for me is to say yes, volunteer, and give my time, and it brings me such joy. So,
Okay, I feel like Barbara Walters here. So did not mean to make you cry, but I love it because it's so you and so genuine, and you're so awesome. Thank you so much for doing this remotely and just being exactly who you are.
Hope that helps you guys, and I'm really glad you checked us out on the Couch Confessionals. This was really fun, Janis. Thank you.
Okay, Daily Feelers, that's it for this episode of the Couch Confessionals. Thank you. Bye.